Welcome back to this channel, and today we are going to talk about the basic mathematical operations that we use in our daily lives. So why not we use it to manipulate data in Excel? That could be well useful for us when we are learning Excel, right? So what are the basic manipulations like addition, subtraction, division, multiplication? We'll be using all these in Excel. Excel understands the division, subtraction, addition, or every mathematical formulas you have right now. So without wasting our time, let's get started. So here we have some data of 10 students enrolled in a school, in a class specifically, which have subjects like maths, English, social sciences, physics, and chemistry. Each of these subjects offer a maximum marks of 100, and they have given their final exams and they've got their marks like this. So this is the data we have been given, and we have to manipulate this accordingly. Okay, so the first thing up will be summing up these marks, summing up the individual marks, getting the total of these of a particular student out of 500 marks. Going to start up with adding all these numbers and getting a total out of all these numbers for a particular student. Starting with the first row, the student name is Alexis Francis. First of all, I would like to start off with what the formula is, what an Excel formula is particularly. An Excel formula is one that starts with an equal to sign, that is this sign. Okay, whenever in a cell you type in equal to, that means you are going to type in a formula. And this here is called the formula bar. As you can see here, whatever I type in this cell will be displayed in here in the formula bar as well. Suppose I want to type in cell name C2. Okay, now let me tell you one more thing here. This C2 I have typed in, this is called a reference to a cell. Suppose I am referencing to a cell C2, that means that I want to indicate towards cell C2, and you can see as in I typed in equal to C2, this C2 cell has been marked with some blue lines and 4 square dots towards the cell ends. So this means that the cell has been referenced somewhere in this worksheet, and with an equal to sign within a formula. Okay, now I will just type in plus D2, the next cell, that is the English marks, again a plus, that is E2, that is social science marks, that is F2, that is physics marks, plus G2, that is chemistry marks. So you can see there are these 5 cells, they have been highlighted with different colors. That means that they are being referenced into a formula in some cell, and that some cell here is the cell H2, where we are adding these cells up. Okay, now if I just click in enter, let's see what it does. Oh whoa, it printed out 399. Where does this come from? Okay, as I told you that this Excel is smart enough to identify that plus sign is that means you are trying to add something up. So this is what the plus sign does here, and this is the basic addition that we can do. Now suppose we want to do for Ramesh Gupta. Now what we will do is again type in equal to, we'll type in C3 plus D3 plus E3 up to G3. Okay, and we'll hit in enter, and it will also totalize the marks of Ramesh Gupta out of 500. Okay, so he got 407 marks out of 500 in the final test. Now if I had to do for all of them, it would have been a very bad headache for me. So I would have to type in that similar thing for almost 10 times here. So what Excel comes up with, here is a shortcut. Hover over to the end of this cell. As you can see, I have reached to the end of the cell, and you can see this little plus here. Is it visible, or I think I should zoom it? Oops. Now it's good. Okay, suppose, yeah, here you can see that a little plus here is coming here. Click on it and try to drag it down to the bottom where till the cell you want to have this formula copied. Whoa, what was that? Let me explain it to you. I wrote a formula here, C2 plus D2 plus E2 plus F2 plus G2, right? And I clicked on this little plus and dragged it down to the last cell. So what it did is, it copied the formula from this cell to all the cells, maintaining the reference to the cells, to the corresponding cells. Now you can see here the formula is C2 plus D2 up to G2, right? If you see here, the formula is C3 plus D3 up to G3, but I copied this formula, right? So why didn't it turn out to be C2 up to G2? This is an Excel's way of manipulating a formula. Whenever you copy a formula down like this, it copies the formula with the actual cell reference with the corresponding cell references. Now this cell is H3. So H3's formula reference cell would be C3, D3, E3, F3 and G3. So it copied the formula with the cells corresponding to this cell. Okay, similarly for this cell as well, for this cell as well, so this cell as well. So it got total of all the students out of 500. Okay, so this is where we can use the plus operation in Excel. Now we come on to subtraction part. Okay, the thing is, we are going to take part in an engineering college. These students are to be going to an engineering college, and we want to segregate the marks of PCM and the non-PCM subjects. Okay, like English and social sciences will not come into the physics, chemistry, mathematics part, right? So we want to segregate those marks out of this total numbers. So what we can do is, now I will do something here. I will just put in a formula equal to adding the total of physics, chemistry and maths. Let's see what happens. It will be F3 plus G3 plus, what is the cell of maths? That is C3. Okay, this is not 3, this is 2. My bad. C2. Okay, I will type in just enter and it will calculate the marks of the cells physics, chemistry and math. Okay, we have segregated the PCM marks. Just the way I did the normal addition, just the way we did in calculating the total numbers, right? So what we will do is, we'll do a little trick and just drag this formula down to the cell J11. It will calculate the PCM total for all these 10 students within a second. Okay, now I want to calculate the non-PCM total. Just in case I want to segregate this, just in case I want to have different marks other than PCM. Okay, this time I will not add the individual marks in the column E2 and F2. Rather, I will do another cell referencing, that is equal to, that is the total numbers, total out of 500, that is H2 minus PCM total, that is J2. Now it is pretty obvious that this is the total of all these 5 subjects, and PCM is the total of the subjects of physics, chemistry and mathematics. So obviously H2 minus J2 will result in only the marks with social sciences and English. Okay, what if I type in enter? It will just add it to 158. Okay, and as you can see, 241 plus 158 is equals to 399. It indeed turns out to be 399. I can let you see if you are not satisfied with it. Here you can see I added these 2 cells and it resulted out to be 399. So the results here are appropriately correct. Okay, again we will do a pretty little trick and we will just drag it to cell K11 and there you go. Non-PCM total has been calculated till the end. So that was where you can use a minus operation in Excel with this particular data set given. Now I want to calculate the individual weightage of mathematics marks in a particular student's total contribution. Suppose I want to know what weightage of mathematics marks was there in his total score. How much did mathematics contribute towards making his final score? So what I will do is, again put in a formula equal to, I will just type in the cell reference C2, that is maths, right? And I will divide it by the total marks that the student has got, that is on cell H2. Okay, see what happens when I press an enter. It will type in a long integer here, not integer, it's a decimal. It will type in this long string of decimals here. That is, it means that if the marks were to be between 0 and 1, that mathematics made a contribution of 0.2%, 0.2, not percent. Rather, it would be very useful if we do a percentage. Similarly, we can do is, if you want to convert it to percentage, I will just multiply it by 100. Multiply with it by 100, resulting in 20.300 blah blah blah. So this is what a percentage. That means that in the total of 399, mathematics contributed 20.3% of the score. Okay, and I can guess it for other students as well with this little trick of ours. I'll just drag it down to I11, and you can see all the mathematics contribution made to the totals of these students, and from here you can know which of these students are particularly more good in mathematics than other subjects. Like here you can see it got 26.23% of weightage of the total marks from mathematics. That means this student got particularly much more marks in mathematics as compared to other subjects. Okay, so these are the percentages of mathematics marks making contribution in the total of a particular student's marks. Now what if I wanted to calculate the total percentage of a student? This is a very classic thing we want to calculate. Percentage is the measure of a success, a person's success, right? So I will type in a formula for the percentage. What is the formula for the percentage, may I know? It is the total marks divided by the total marks achievable, that is 500. The total marks obtained divided by the total marks achievable. The result multiplied by 100 gives you the percentage. So the total marks was achieved was in the cell H2. The total marks was 500, and if we multiply this with 100, it will give you the percentage. So this guy, Alexis Francis, got a percentage of 79.8%. And we can continue to do our little trick here as well. Drag this plus down to the cell L11, and voila, where we go. Here we got the percentages of all the students within a second. As you can see, there was no need to type in an individual formula for all these 10 students. This plus feature comes in pretty handy when you're working with the large data sets. Here we had only 10 entries. What if we had like say 1,000 entries or 10,000 entries? So in that way, in that scene, this Excel's little trick can be really useful. So these were pretty common mathematical operations we use in our daily lives as well. Addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, they are an inseparable part of our lives. And why not we use them in Excel as well to do a similar kind of analysis? If you are a student and you are enrolled into similar class like this, go ask out your friends for this kind of data, collect that, and perform a similar kind of analysis to get the hold of these Excel's inbuilt mathematical operation functions. This could come in pretty handy when you are working with the real world data sets. These functions will be automatically installed into your brain, and you will start working with that data without thinking about it much. without thinking that you need to add them or subtract them. That will work it with you automatically, right? So these are the most basic things you can learn in Excel. I hope you like this. I would recommend you to subscribe this channel, as we will continue to post these kind of tutorials on a timely basis. Next video would be on the basic Excel formulas. So till then, enjoy with this, play around with this simple data analysis, and I will see you in the next video. Till then, au revoir.